Good day, family. Believing that you are well. I'm Moholoane Teboho, and invariably, it's an honor to meet you this day. For I have another installing to share to you under the theme Move On, Press On to Your Mark. Hope you are still sterilizing those hands with a sanitizer or using water with soap. Not forgetting to maintain the 1.5 meters of physical and social distancing as the usual suspect everywhere you are, wearing your mask and not leaving your house or home unnecessarily in promotion of Yeshua. Approaching from the Dreamer's Daily Diet of Empowerment Virtual. Move on, press on to your mark. The reason for this is to impart hope, faith, empowerment, and life-changing words to you who is reading, watching, listening across the nations of the earth. Knowing that in this world, big as it is, large as we see it, there's a room for your mark. And it will be evident when you don't speak about it only in secrecy, yet going out there into the same world, whether you are in a sector elsewhere, or region elsewhere, or township elsewhere, or city for that matter. You don't have to stay there for the rest of your life. And other times, we as people, we love to blame people for our mistakes. Yet we don't realize, we don't see, we don't hear that it's time for us to move on. Press on to your mark. Move on. Press on to your mark. Some of us need transformation in our lives. Press on to that. Don't only speak about the same change that you want to see all around you. Be the change. It can be through a word. It can be through a poem. It can be through a book. It can be through a career. Press on to your mark as you move on. Don't only speak about it. Just act upon it. You will see that new doors will open for you. New opportunities will be your portion. New grace will fall upon your life. New favor, it will show up like no other. In the midst of this lockdown or third wave or any other thing that seemed to be a stoppage to you, you don't have to stay there for the rest of your life. You don't have to be into that space of isolation for the rest of your life. I believe it's your time to be the same mark that you've always wanted to be. And this mark, family, can be your dream, because dreams gives us, for that matter, direction. They make our value important out there. Our purposes, family, can be the same mark that your family needs. You might be a worker listening to this. You don't have to remain there You can be there and still make your mark count. That's why this word have been spoken and unveiled to you. Whether you are reading or listening or watching to this, in your house, on the go, going to meet someone somewhere, just know that move on, press on to your mark. There's a room for you in the largest of this earth, in the biggest of this world. There's a room for someone like you. It doesn't mean when we see the marks of other people, yours, it doesn't have a space. There's a room for your mark. You don't have to stay there stressed. You don't have to stay there depressed. You don't have to stay there. Move on. Press on to your mark. Press on to the mark of studying something new for your life. Press on to your mark of learning something new. Press on to your mark studying that career that you've always wanted and achieve those plans that you want to achieve. Yes, you will achieve them. As a dreamer, doer, leader, lover of life, servant of God, messenger of God, and a believer of that vision that is arising now. A worker, having a passion, having an idea that will transform this world, that can be your mark. If you have to budget for it, if you have to meet people that will be your mark, go out there and network with other people. Because at the end of the day, some of us needs people. Some of us needs the things that can connect us. To be hopeful, to be faithful, to be empowered in every day of our lives. That's why. Move on. Press on to your mark. And I say this, family, that be close to change makers in your circle. Some of us need transformation. And the same statement is coming from the Dreamer's Daily Diet of Empowerment, coming from the Dreamer's Motivation on Life, not the Dreamer's Daily Diet of Empowerment, the Dreamer's Motivation on Life book by Moholoane Teboho. And is one of the greatest chapters that you can get from the book. There are chapters that speaks to me more than anything else, which is chapter 6. You can still get your copy of that book. Just call or SMS us on 062-121-4740 or telegram us at Moholoane Teboho Books or WhatsApp us on 062-121-4740 or email us on info@moholaanetebohobooks.co.za, and I'm guaranteeing you, even in this time, you will be empowered in each area of your life and speak this language that those who have the Dreamer's Motivation on Life speaks. By love we live, by success we are satisfied, and with God the Almighty we are made wise. Recollect, whether you are reading or listening or watching to this, I love you, and never be forgetful of this. God loves you deeper. As you go to face today, move on, press on to your mark.